Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sunesha and this is KSB 1.3. So in today's episode we're gonna construct a satellite with 4000 DeltaV, so we can place that satellite about anywhere we want in the Kerbal universe. So one of the things we also will do in the next episode is to construct a satellite carrier that can carry 4 of these satellites. So by doing that, we will need more. For the first time, we're gonna need more than 255 parts. So I'm gonna upgrade that so we don't run into that obstacle in the next future episode here. And we will also upgrade our research and development to level 3. So we have maxed out almost all buildings here. We haven't started with space planes. Maybe something we'll do later. So yeah, let's go inside here and gather those science parts I will need for today's episode's parts here. So we will start here with engineer and high power something. My overlay for my recording software is blocking that, so I can't read that. Sorry guys, not a big loss. So here we have a Gigantor XL solar array. So this is the biggest solar array in the game. So we will need that one. We will also need this one, RA-100 relay antenna. So this antenna is the biggest relay antenna in the game, so it has a huge range, so it will help us out. And this was one of the reasons why I waited with the satellites and stuff. By waiting, I can build all my satellite stuff with the best possible stuff. A lot of stuff. I say stuff with stuff and stuff. So here we have more stuff that can do some of this stuff. Sorry guys, I couldn't. We have the Octa2 Probodyne. I like this one because it has access to a better SOS here with prograde and retrograde, hold radial and so on. That will make the satellites easier to navigate. So now we have gathered all the upgrades we need for this build, so let's go to the vehicle assembly building. It has actually been around almost 3 weeks since I recorded something. I feel really rusty with my commentary here. One of the things I often do in my commentary, a flaw I have, I talk very fast, so I have to think to slow myself. So yeah, we are starting up here with the Octa2 probe. This one will control our ship, but it has a flaw. It doesn't contain a reaction wheel. So we will add one of reaction wheel on our own here. I will stack it there. As you can see, it's quite much bigger there, so if I place it right under there, it will not look very pretty. Pretty is important, so let's get 2 of these. I will get some other structural parts while we are here. I'm just gonna get all the stuff we need. So we save a little bit of time here. Let's see, I want one of these. I want, yeah, that is good so far. So let's start by using this adapter here so it looks nicer, and we will put our reaction wheel here to make it more interesting, as we have a goal today to make this 4000 DeltaV. So let's get our fuel tanks and our engine in place so we can see what's happening while I'm building this. At least it should be a little bit more interesting, or maybe I'm starting to become a real space nerd that I think these kind of... So without our stuff, just the fuel tank and the Terrier 909 engine, we have 5000 DeltaV. That is actually quite a lot, but this will change very fast. So you can see one of these parts, it does a very small, it doesn't even have an impact that is noticeable, I would say. So those are the great structural parts. They don't weigh a lot, so yeah. So now we have a perfect place to put our relay antenna here, and the RA-100. Let's see, it's under communication, if I remember correctly. Speak slow, Snesha, speak slow, think slower. Yes, We have this antenna here. So let's check it out a bit so we know what we are dealing with here. So we have this requires electric charge of 68.6 seconds while it's transmitting. So it will have to have a lot of use. So that's why we're building with quite huge satellite, because just the any electric charge requirements here is high. So I want to attach our solar arrays here. Let's get those guys ready so we can check those out. Okay, so here we have the Gigantor XL solar array. The cool thing about this one is if it has sun on the as long as the sun hits the solar array, everything of the solar array, it will have an electric charge of 24.4 per second. So that is a lot. So by having them free of this will actually be more enough to meet the electric charge requirement. But you know, this is a solar array and it will not be facing the sun perfectly most of the time. So we are gonna go with 4, so that will be electric charge almost at 100. 100 is like 98 or something like that. So yeah, so we want to attach this here. Slow, Sunesha, sorry, I'm slowing down here. Slowing down. I'm just gonna spin this the correct way. I want it facing there. So yeah, you see the problem right about now. We can't have it spinning there. We can put it there, but then we can use this area to attach other things we need, like fuel tanks or other ones. So yeah, so that's why I picked this up, and we'll get 4 of these. So 4 symmetry, 45 degrees, so it snaps nicely to our thing here. So let's snap it here. Press H for Control C, V. Okay, cool. Now it adjusted. So now we just have to copy these 3 times. It's more than enough to the builder we have here to get the distance we want, so it doesn't clip into the satellite dish here. It looks fine here. Very nice. Let's see. Okay, cool. So this is not pixel perfect, but I'm fine with that. It looks good enough for us here. Okay, let's dump this part because I've spinned it. Because it's really weird. I will show you here. Where do we have the communication? And there we pick it up again. Yeah, so we will attach it to here. So sorry, wrong way. I think we need to spin it once more to have the correct way. So let's attach it here. And as you can see, yes, I have made a build like this before, so I knew what I need to, and it fits perfectly here. So here we go. Yeah, I spinned. Yeah, I spinned it in the right way, so we got the things. So yeah. Oh man, that was just a lot of ramble with no content. Okay, so what we want to do now, I just want to demonstrate for you guys. So here we are at the launch pad. We have our beautiful satellite here. So let's extend our solar array, panels array, and you will see now that we have actually put everyone in such a way so it will not spin inside something. It can break, and that is not a funny thing to hear. So I think it is a good thing to show you guys here. So we can see the energy flow on this one. Sun exposure is almost perfect, and that one is perfect, and that is not perfect. And this one, it doesn't get any sun at all. So you see the problem here. If you would just have 3 of these, it will not be enough. At the current moment, it's not enough anyway, but we will fix that. So yes, let's solve that problem, because we can't keep the charge enough to go have this dish going full time here. But that is why you actually use batteries here. So we have a C400 battery here with 400 charge. So by using 4 of these, we have 1600 charge, so that is quite a lot, but we will go overboard. It's not very expensive to do this, so we will go overboard here. So let's attach these ones here. If my calculations with my calculator is correct, this means just on battery power alone, this will be more than enough for our satellite dish to send the most complex transmission for 52 seconds in row. So it will be a little bit more, because if it's in the sun, but it should meet the requirements we will have if we want to send a lot of scientific data. Oh man, my language is suffering today. Now we are at the point I told you guys. We're gonna build a satellite that can use more than 4000 DeltaV. At the moment that is not true, so we will fix that by adding more fuel tanks. Let's just stack 2 of these here, so we can pick it up here. We don't want... wait, this... sorry. Okay. I don't know what happened here. I must think this over again. So first of all, let's zoom in so we see what we do. Let's change the symmetry from 9 to 4. And as you can see here, it floats on top of this fuel tank here. I don't really like the look of it, so we'll do something. It's a little bit shitty, because shitty and not like shitty wood. Sheet, I mean sheet, like you cheat someone, not shit on someone. Oh man, that was really hard for my language skills to say that correct. So this is what I want to do here. As you can see here, we attach them here. What I mean by cheating here is that we are putting the tanks inside another tank. That is not feasible, impossible, but the game is possible in the game, because you can see our DeltaV has gone up to has actually got up to 3,259, yeah, 3,600. Man, so many numbers, and so slow down, Sunesha, think slower. Yes, I'm reminding myself that. I'm sorry that you have to hear me thinking out loud. So by adding these guys once more, that should put us right on the target here. So we are over 4000 DeltaV, and the reason why I'm so happy with that number is if we build a basic satellite that can travel so far as 4000 DeltaV, it will be more than enough to go almost everywhere in the Kerbal system here. Without have to rebuild my satellite. It would be an overkill for the Kerbal system here, but it would be more enough. And if I make a mistake, I have some DeltaV to adjust for and make a different orbit, or even move it to another system if I want to. So that's the reason why I go so overboard with the DeltaV in this case. So I think we need to pimp this a bit. We need some blinking light. You know, old computer cases and cars. It used to be cars, you had blinking lights under your car or something today, but people have blinking lights inside their computers now. So and our satellite has blinking light here. So here we go. So it's a little bit more visible in case we get an alien race coming inside. For example, the human sapiens will go inside the Kerbal system, and they will see that our satellites are pimped, and then we will not kill all Kerbals that are there. That didn't make sense. Okay, so we are more or less done here with our satellites here, so let's make it simple for ourselves. Let's save this first. Satellite RA-100 for the dish, and DV, I'm thinking I'm going to call my stuff in this way so I can see what I can do. So this is the DeltaV and so on. So we want to put this in the future episode. After this episode, we will put 4 of these on a satellite carrier. I will call it a satellite carrier, a launcher that can launch 4 of these into orbit around Kerbal. So to be able to make this easier for ourselves, I wonder if I can copy that. I think so. Hopefully, I never tried that. So we'll go to sub-assemblies, but before we do that, the thing is we pick up our whole construction by holding in the pro parts here. So we can attach this to another rocket part. It will be very confused what is what and what is up and down. So we need to reroute it. So the first thing, I need to reroute it here. I press on the route, and then I press it on here. So let's see here. Yeah, it works as it should. It is now, this is up and this is down. Wait. Okay, yeah, I'm just checking the green light here. It's important that it connects correctly, otherwise it will be very confused when we attach this to another part here. So cool, I'm just checking so everything was functioning as it should. So here we have our satellite, so now we can drop it. You can't drop a command pod or something, you can't drop it, you need to reroute it here, like I did here. So we drop it here, and then we will get, let's see if it, oh yeah, it could save it. Nice. So there we go, we have saved our satellites and it's done. So that was everything for this episode. So in the next episode we will launch 4 of these. No, we will not launch, and we will construct something that can launch all 4 of these at the same time out to orbit. So that was everything for reals this time. And as always, thank you for watching.